Starfire is one of the most famous and popular Teen Titans despite the fact that she was not on its original members roster. Beyond that, she also has been a team player on many other teams including the Outlaws, Justice League, and Outsiders. She is a powerhouse when it comes to her strength and her abilities, who often is downplayed in the comics. She's also kind and sweet, but due to being raised on the war-torn world of Tamaran, can also be quite ferocious and quick to anger. Being an alien also sometimes makes her naive when it comes to Earth's customs, though she is always eager to learn and to fit in. Her character design was also inspired in part by another fiery red-headed warrior that I love, Red Sonja. Today we'll be looking at how Coriander fares in the romantic department as we count down the top 10 people Starfire hooked up with, and the relationships that she has had over the past years. Be sure to stick around till the end of the video where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl. Okay, so admittedly this one is kind of more fan service than anything else. Still, Donna Troy is one of Starfire's oldest friends. An Amazonian herself, she used to be Wonder Woman's sidekick Wonder Girl, and was actually one of the original Teen Titans before even Starfire was part of the team. Donna has since retired and became a photographer. In fact, Starfire even modeled for Donna at one point. The two women have a strong bond that, while perceived by many as simply an intense friendship, could be seen as a love affair from a different angle. The two have confessed their love for one another in the comics before, and seeing as how Starfire's intense emotional bonds with those she meets often translate into something physical, I would not be surprised if we later discovered there was more going on between these two off-panel. Number 9. Prince Karas. What you may not know is that Starfire is polyamorous, and this actually comes from her culture. On Tamaran, it's acceptable to be married and have a lover. When duty demands that she must marry Prince Karas to unite the southern states and Tamaris, Starfire follows through and accepts an arranged marriage. After she and Karas are married, Dick abandons her, unable to stay and be her lover as she asks. He claims that his morals cause him to be unable to accept her and her people's culture. He leaves Tamaran, encouraging Starfire to forget about him, as he will try to do for her, as she shouts after him that she loves him. I love you, I love you, I love you. He hears it like all the way in space. Karas was also not super excited about the marriage, as he loved another as well, a lieutenant who served with him named Tarja. Starfire accepted their love, and eventually her and Karas developed their own fondness for each other, though Starfire did choose to move back to Earth, which Karas seemed fine with. Tarja would end up conceiving Karas' child, though Karas would die well before the birth, falling in battle. He was mourned by both Tarja and his wife, whom were left to comfort one another. Sad. Number 8. Animal Man. These two have a one-sided romance, unrequited if you will. Animal Man's family ended up taking Starfire in to nurse her back to health after she returned his jacket to them but collapsed as a result of her injuries. Buddy and his wife Ellen allowed Starfire to continue to live with them as their nanny. During this time, potentially even before this actually, during her adventures with Animal Man and Adam Strange, Buddy developed feelings for Starfire. Later, Starfire confessed that she did not love him and ended up leaving their home at the end of the series, Countdown to Adventure, feeling that it was best for the household, but promising that she would always keep the entire family unit in her heart, revealing that she cared deeply for Ellen, Buddy, and their 2 children. Starfire just loves everyone. It's super cute. Unless you double cross her. Number 7. Raven. Okay, so the whole of the comic book fandom would really love for these two to be a thing, despite the fact that nothing major has really ever happened between the two. Well, except for that time that Raven got Starfire pregnant. What? You didn't know about that? I mean, in a sense. When evil Raven crashed Corey and Dick's wedding, she implants a seed of Trigon within Starfire that ends up being the part of Raven that was good. This is all part of a plan to have her own evil side destroyed, which ends up working. But the whole scene in the New Titans issue 100 is pretty kinky looking between the two ladies. Beyond that, there is Starfire and Raven's Earth 1 counterparts who end the second issue of Teen Titans Earth 1 holding hands and looking pretty cozy. I hardcore ship Earth 1, Starfire and Raven. They're so cute together. Number 6. Jason Todd. I know, shocking. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, there's like a lot happening here for Starfire. She likes her robins. During the run of Red Hood in the Outlaws Volume 1, Starfire got a revamp and her sex appeal was multiplied by about 10. This presented a more sexually confident Starfire who apparently had a close relationship with Jason Todd that went far beyond even physical intimacy. When Roy Harper asks about if Jason is afraid of Starfire finding out about his close connection with her ex, Dick Grayson, he responds that Tamarans see humans as an experience, not as real companions. This later is revealed to not be be true, but is just something that Starfire wants her partners to think, not wanting them to know how emotionally connected she truly is to them. In fact, Jason and Starfire attempted to start a relationship, but ended up realizing they were just better as friends. All of this is better explained in issue 6 of the series, if you want to check that out. You probably do, it's pretty cute. I'm going to talk about how controversial that is too later. Ooh, controversy. Number 5. Captain Comet. I really love this brief relationship that Starfire had with Captain Comet. Adam is seen mourning his sister in issue 18 of the Rebels comic series when Starfire decides to check in on him. When the two meet up, they end up having sex in anti-grav inside a spaceship. Starfire expresses that she would like to be friends with benefits. She confesses that physical intimacy she experiences with Adam makes her feel better as she is still getting over the heartbreak she experienced with Dick Grayson. When Captain Comet responds that it sounds like she still loves Dick, she says that she will always love him and that bestowing her heart to Dick was never alone. That the love she feels for others is always eternal. Such a beautiful Tamaran sentiment. People of Tamaran kind of know what's up, I think, in some ways. Number 4. Franklin Crandall. Starfire finds herself in love with a human man who goes by the name of Frank Crandall in the new Teen Titans Volume 1 issue 16 out of the 80s. She meets Frank while she is doing some modeling work and instantly falls for his charm. Instant. It turns out Frank was a double agent working for Hive with a plan to backstab Starfire, but he truly falls in love with her and refuses to double cross her. This ends up in him getting shot and dying in Corey's arms. Dick is the one who confirms his death though, which has always made me a little suspicious. Poor Frank. Can we trust it? Maybe he was just trying to take Starfire for himself. What if Frank's still alive? The drama, the intrigue. Number 3. General Vision. General Vision was Starfire's second husband. He was there to assist when Evil Raven came to Tamaran to destroy Starfire, who of course had been instilled with Raven's good side, or with her soul sort of. Both he and the Titans fought against Evil Raven and successfully defeated her, granting a new body to the part of Raven that Starfire had within her and allowing Raven to be essentially resurrected. While this relationship was one of duty, Starfire seemed to genuinely care for her husband, and it was implied that the two would even start a family together when Raven observed that Starfire was with child. But this plot point would never be mentioned again, so that was the end of that, I guess. The general died in battle defending New Tamaran from the Sun Eater. Sad, all of her husbands die in battle. If you marry Starfire, you might die in battle, just saying. Especially on Tamaran where there's like lots of wars. Number 2. Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing. How is Dick only at number 2? Yeah, I feel your concern, but allow me to explain. While Dick and Corey truly love one another and probably will, at least part of them will, for all of time, they just aren't actually that great together. Both come from vastly different cultures, which could really be great if they actually found more space for compromise. As such, Dick often makes Starfire feel like she is an outsider. Meanwhile, Starfire is just running around usually breaking Dick's heart. What Dick really wants is to mold Starfire into the woman that he wants her to be. He tries to get her to adopt Earth customs and abandon her Tamaranian culture. Later on, the two considered starting a relationship again after a wedding that got interrupted and Starfire having to get married and a bunch of other stuff happening. But Starfire is actually hesitant to start the relationship again, asking if Dick even really loves her. And upon reflecting, he realizes no, he doesn't really love her. Ouch. At least not in that way. It's more of like a love you forever sort of love. Eternal love, but not like immediate love. You know what I mean? That's like the main thing about Starfire. All of her love affairs are very complex. It's great. Number 1. Roy Harper, aka Speedy, aka Arsenal. So while this relationship came out of one of Starfire's most controversial moments in the comics, it ended up being a pretty cute one. One that made enough of an impression to even get a mention in the children's cartoon Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network, which I know a lot of you don't love, but it's pretty funny and pretty cute, so forgive me for liking it. Starfire kind of offhandedly offers to sleep with Roy when she first runs into him, which a lot of fans took issue with, feeling that she was simply being used as a device originally in the Red Hood and the Outlaw series, and not a character in her own right. However, the two ended up having a relationship that would last for quite some time during the series' run. Corey would have us believe that their relationship was mostly physical, and that for a Tamaran, emotions were not part of the lovemaking process. But when she received all of her memories back after ultimately deciding to help her sister take back Tamaran, she revealed to Roy that she truly did feel for him. This left Roy upset with her for lying about how she truly felt, but eventually the two overcame this revelation and ended up being better than ever together. Cute, I like it. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad, and it's time for that bonus content in the form of comments from one of my latest videos, Top 10 Superheroes Who Hooked Up with Villains. If you were a superhero, you know you would want to, am I right? Dark Angel 4355 asks, is Black Cat really a supervillain? In my opinion, she's more of an anti-hero, and she just likes messing with Spider-Man. Yes and no. She has cheated on Peter before and worked to double-cross him, and she quickly became his enemy during the Superior Spider-Man run when Doc Ock, who was inhabiting Peter's body, attacked her, knocked out one of her teeth, not knowing that her previous relationship with Parker had existed. This turned Black Cat into an enemy of Spider-Man, and even when Peter returned to his body, she didn't really believe him or forgive him. So she's kind of both. It kind of depends on what you're reading, really. Still, I love Black Cat, and she definitely has her anti-hero moments, so you're not wrong. Mighty Mito Maria comments, I can't wait to see how / with whom the X-Men and New Mutants relationships developed in Dawn of X. Count me in for a bedroom attaching to Jean, Logan, and Scott in their moon house. I agree. I feel like everyone may just get it on with everyone in this comic series. Dawn of X and House of X just give the X-Men a bit of a commune vibe. Everyone just loves everyone. All these good 60s free love vibes. Kinda love it. Only time will tell though. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Want to get a mention in a future video? Be sure to comment below. Let us know what you think of Starfire's relationships. Who would you ship her with? Who do you think she should end up with in the comics? Are her and Dick meant to be or nah? I personally have always loved Dick and Barbara Gordon together, so that's kind of where I sit on that. And while you are on your way down there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring our bell if you haven't already. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you, as always, to stay nerdy, YouTube. Number 9. Prince Karas. Prince Karas? It's 2 R's. Karas. Prince Karas. Prince Karas. When duty demands that she must marry Prince Karas to unite the United States. Oh my goodness. What am I even saying today? The United States. It's an Earth mission. Scrolling. Number 4. Franklin Crandall. It's a weird thing that I did with my hands. Number 3. General Fizon. Fizon? It's gotta be. Fizon. General Fizon. I'm gonna go with that pronunciation. Starfire kind of offhandedly offers to sleep with Roy when she first runs into him. Kinda slutty.